GOP Joe takes on the Democratic presidential candidates.
Let's start with Bernie Sanders. Oh, Bernie Sanders. Let's show a photo of Bernie here. In all of the debates, you just end up shouting at us. I don't want to hear you for the next 4 years shouting in my face. Relax, Bernie. Have a cocktail. Medicare for all is never going to happen. What do you think, Josh?
That Medicare for all?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's a dream the Democratic Party has been trying to pitch for a long time.
It is a dream. Let's call it that kind of dream. It's kind of the same kind of dream as when you go on a Carnival cruise ship and you dream to have that all-you-can-eat buffet that was included in the price of your ticket. And you get to the buffet and they have everything. Pancakes, eggs, bacon, waffles. But you notice your pancakes are cold, your bacon's dry, your eggs are soggy. Medicare for all reminds me of that. And by the time you leave your Carnival cruise ship, your bill is huge because of the thousands and thousands of dollars in extras that you've been charged.
If the worst thing that happens to you on a Carnival cruise is just cold pancakes and not being locked on a ship with diarrhea, that's the best case scenario.
I think so. That's the best case scenario for Medicare for all, too. It's just a case of bad diarrhea. So next, let's talk about my favorite candidate, my fellow Texan, Beto O'Rourke. Josh?
I liked Beto when he first came on the scene. I thought he was a breath of fresh air. He was most Democratic candidates are kind of cool and hip. He definitely had that vibe. And I was hoping when he was running for Senate, his Senate race.
Against Senator Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz, that he almost won in Texas, which would have been a huge upset for the Republican Party.
It would have been. He got very close to winning. Of course, he got Beyonce's endorsement, huge endorsement.
Queen Bee.
Queen Bee.
Yeah.
I think there's a few things that Beto O'Rourke did wrong. Number one would be the Vanity Fair article. Let me give you a hint, Beto. If you're running for senator in Texas or president, do not let Vanity Fair come to your house and take a photo of you with your bare feet up on the coffee table. No one wants to see your bare feet, Beto.
You know what's
funny? I don't
funny?
care how casual you are. Put your shoes on, Beto.
A lot of people were sitting there and debating shoes on, shoes off, shoes on, shoes off. Do we do Birkenstocks? Not Birkenstocks? Do we do what New Balance shoes? No, not New Balance shoes. I guarantee you there were like 4 or 5 shoe changes as they went through that photo shoot. And then, you know what? Let's do bare feet. Him and his kids on the couch. It's a typical Sunday. As a person who has kids, that's not a typical Sunday.
It's not a typical Sunday. I'm telling you. I never look that relaxed with my kids. I mean, I just don't want to see my president's bare feet. Put some shoes on, Beto. The other hint I have for you is if you want to be compared to a Kennedy, don't skateboard to your campaign events. You're not Tony Hawk.
Or are you?
Next we have Cory Booker, as I like to call him, Cory the Rock Booker. Too hot and too sexy to run for president.
His issues are oh so fine.
Yeah. They are so fine, Cory.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off. No, leave it on. No, take it off. Next, we have Mayor Pete Buttigieg. I don't know about you. I love Mayor Pete. He needs a few years to marinate. I mean, we were all Democrats in our 20s. I think Mayor Pete would make a great Republican candidate for governor of Indiana or president as a Republican. Pete, I think you should consider switching parties. You're way too smart to be a Democrat.
I completely agree with you, but as someone who's from East Texas, he's going to have a hard time being a GOP candidate. Not for the reasons you would think of, but his last name's too hard to pronounce.
Next, we have Senator Klobuchar from Minnesota. Senator Klobuchar is the women's rights senator. Unfortunately, she picks all the wrong women to support. For example, a few weeks ago on her Twitter feed, she posted this photo of Christine Blasey Ford. We have our own version of this photo of Christine Blasey Ford. I don't trust a woman over the age of 50 who speaks in a baby doll voice. Do you?
My phone's actually ringing. I'm just gonna step out for a second. You guys just keep on with the show.
Next, we have Kamala Harris. Oh, Kamala, when you laugh, do we have a video clip of Kamala Harris laughing from the last debate?
Okay. I'm not even going to take the bait, Senator Harris, but I am going to take this to Senator.
George, it wasn't about you.
I'm going to take this to Senator Sanders.
When you laugh, it sounds like a woman uncomfortable at the sound of her own voice laughing. It's almost like a woman who doesn't enjoy laughing. You remind me of the way Hillary Clinton tried to be relatable and it ended up just feeling weird. Kamala, I love your fashion. I love your hair. Your politics, not so much. Okay, next we have Andrew Yang, the entrepreneur. Andrew, I loved you in Crazy Rich Asians. No, I'm kidding. I think Andrew Yang is great. He's an entrepreneur, and I really think he should take over Wheel of Fortune when Pat Sajak resigns. Everyone's a winner, Andrew. Next, we have Joe Biden. Joe, it's kind of awkward watching you act all vigorous and energetic all the time. It's like you're in a Viagra commercial, shouting, "I feel great." How do you feel about Joe Biden?
The one thing I will say about Joe Biden is I don't know why Donald Trump makes fun of him and calls him Sleepy Joe. I think the easy joke to make there for Joe Biden is that he sniffs women's hair. So it should be Sniffy Joe.
It should be Sniffy Joe. We're coming up with Sniffy Joe, President Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what's happened in the Democratic Party, when I was a Democrat, I worked on Capitol Hill. I worked for a Democrat member of Congress. Democrats were normal. Now Democrats are completely fascist, and I don't know where the party has gone. And I'm sorry to say this, but they're anti-free speech fascist, and I'm afraid of what's going to happen with an anti-free speech fascist Democratic Party in power. I'm just afraid of it.
I think fascist is a big word, but you know,
It's a big word. So is racist, and that's what I hear about Donald Trump every single night. Oh, racist, 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 racist.
Here's the thing. We're not worried about your bones being racist. We're worried about your brain and your mouth being racist.
Donald Trump. Over the weekend, the president bellied up to the bigot buffet with a bunch of racist tweets.
In Donald Trump's America, everyone is speculating as to who should be the most afraid. Black people, Latinos, the English language.
I keep seeing all these video clips from comedians. Here's one done recently by Seth Meyers of Donald Trump being racist.
It's been obvious from the very first moment he stepped onto the political stage that Donald Trump is a racist.
I'm building a wall.
If you are saying he can't do his job because of his race, is that not the definition of racism?
No, I don't think so at all.
No?
No, he's proud of his heritage. I respect him for that.
But you're saying he can't do his job because of it.
Look, he's proud of his heritage, okay? I'm building a wall. This judge is giving us unfair rulings.
Finally, to my favorite candidate, Elizabeth Stands with Fist Warren. So, Stands with Fist was Mary McDonnell's character's name in Dances with Wolves. It's funny how everyone gets so riled up about Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman cheating to get their daughters into prestigious colleges. Yet here we have a presidential candidate who self-identified as Native American when applying for teaching positions at prominent universities. She's always talking about growing up in Oklahoma and her Aunt Bee. Let's look at a photo. Do you see Elizabeth Warren and family dressed up in their traditional Native American garb? My step-grandmother is a Cherokee Indian. She's lived in Oklahoma her entire life. Here's one thing I know. You know whether or not you're a Native American, Elizabeth. There's no secret. Okay, stop acting all vague and confused. You self-identified on all of your applications applying for these positions. You were listed in catalogs as a Native American professor. And when asked to check your ethnicity, you put other, and you wrote in Native American. Just like the parents in the college admissions scandal knew that their daughters never rode crew or played soccer, you knew that you were never Native American.